All right, let's move us on to our last segment of the episode. We're going to look at the rookie quarterback expectations for 2023 and see what we think. So we're going to start with the big one, the whale, the elephant in the room, Anthony Richardson. You get the whale joke I did there because
Yeah, I got. Yeah,
did
yeah,
you get that?
yeah.
Anthony Richardson, is he a flag football quarterback superstar in the making? Coming to a regional league near you. No, I'm just kidding. So I went through and I watched every single play that he participated in this preseason game, week one. The main takeaways, I just kind of jotted my notes down as we recorded, and he just seems like he's doing too much. He seems sporadic out there. He seems like he's just trying to be Superman out there. He needs to be Anthony Richardson. I did not realize he had such a sidearm throw. I had to go back and rewatch the first couple plays 6 times because when did he start fucking throwing it? His arm never comes above his shoulder. Normally what you see is you want to see it nice coming over the arm, nice flick there. It was like shot put. It looked like he was throwing dice. It was wild. It threw me for such a loop because I didn't know if he was doing it intentionally or not. Another takeaway from this,
I think this is how he throws.
I think it is. I don't know why I never realized that before, because in all the videos you see of him, it looks like he's doing the regular throwing motion. All of a sudden he got that there, shot put. He is a big freaking dude. He is massive out there. He just, when he does run over the DBs, he looks like a huge dude. But when that makes for great highlights. But here's the key thing about it. Even on that highlight, he had the wrong read option. So when I kind of talk about there, for people that don't know, I'm assuming most people do at this point, but so we'll recap on it. What quarterbacks are told is on a run option. So, you got the running back crossing the face of the quarterback. He can either keep it or give it. You want to read the defensive end, or usually there's some guys left unblocked, the read man. If the read man bails down, you keep it, you take it yourself, you beat him to the outside because he's pretty much taking himself out of the play. If he kind of feathers it, it's murky, if he just stands pat, you give it to the running back. Safe call. And if you're not sure, give it to the running back. That's their job. That's what they do. They take the ball, they run the ball. So on the one he actually kept it himself, the defensive end clearly stayed to the outside. He feathered it pretty much perfectly. He was trying to keep playing between the two. And Anthony Richardson kept it himself and had to break the tackle immediately before getting to the outside and trying to run over the DB. So if you just make the right read, if you give it to the running back, it looks much cleaner. It's much easier. That's one less hit you have to take as the quarterback. I get you're a big dude, but you're still the star quarterback of the team. Give the ball off to the running back. He looks like a flag football quarterback out there. He gets the ball, and sometimes he's just sporadic. He's just trying to take off immediately. The one I know we were kind of talking about the pre-show that I saw that kind of baffled me is he was rolling out to his left, and he was trying to throw it to the sideline. And he turned his body to the right sideline and threw it sideways. And I had never seen something like that outside of a pickup flag football. It was wild to me. I was like, what the hell am I watching here? I immediately had to write in my notes, flag football quarterback. If you've ever played a flag football league, huh? Oh, you're not laughing at that?
I'm trying not to die laugh right now.
I mean, if you've ever played in a flag football league and you always had that one dude that would just squat back and then take off running because he didn't I don't know if he didn't trust his receivers, didn't trust his reads, whatever it was. That's kind of what it felt like sometimes with Richardson. He was, especially to start the game. Yeah. He was just running somewhere. I was like, it's a clean pocket, dude. You can just stay back there. You got a great O-line right now. You got the kind of O-line Andrew Luck wishes he had. He needs to work on cleaning up the throwing motion. It did lead to some inaccurate throws. There was a couple that I think the best throw of the day I said was a post that he had. Great job feathering it right over the linebacker. Hit the post right where it needed to be for a big game. The other one was the fade he threw to the right, or the corner route deep, like a deep corner to the front pylon. Dumped it right in the bucket. Guy dropped it. Got to have it. But that was a fantastic throw. And then there's too many other times where he was throwing it. It was wide left. It was high. It was short. And it seemed to be, me from watching it, he wasn't getting his feet set on a lot of the throws. He was just kind of just trying again, shot putting it. and he was fading away from a lot of his throws. Again, I don't know, maybe next time you watch it, you can kind of be observant of it too. But when he's throwing it, he was kind of like fading back. He's got to step in the throw, stay clear there, because the minute you do that, you kind of allow the ball to kind of take off on you, rise on you. But he definitely did get more comfortable as the game went on. He started making cleaner reads and started staying in the pocket a little bit better. So there's clearly the potential there. There's a quick learner. A couple times we're talking about the read options, where I was like, you need to give, you need to give, you need to take. Towards the end of his plays, he was starting to make the right reads and was actually getting the big gains that he should have been getting all game. So clearly he's a quick learner. He doesn't seem like he makes the same mistake too many times, which should benefit him a lot going forward. To me, he seems a lot like Trey Lance year one. There's a lot of things that as you go on throughout the year and you watch, it's going to be ugly. There's going to be fundamentals that are bad. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh. But when he puts it together, I mean, the dude looks like he can be a beast once it's put together. But he needs to get the throwing motion cleaned up. He needs to get his feet set on throws. He needs to be able to get through his reads quicker. And once he does all that, that's when you get to be the superstar, the Superman on the field that he wants to be. So, I don't know, what did you see in that game? Did you have a chance to go back and review it at all?
Yeah, I won't go through every play what you did. You had a great, breakdown of his reps. I do think at least maybe just kind of giving the benefit of like the doubt. Maybe it's just like first game, just like nerves. He didn't get a chance to get settled in from the get go, and you made a good point that after a few reps, he was able finally to calm down a little bit, make some nice throws. Although I think it was Pierce who dropped the ball. That was like the corner route by and that was like a perfect just like pass too.
It was
even like Richardson's pick was kind of weird. And again, I'm kind of giving the benefit like the doubt here. It almost looked like he saw that like nickel blitz, and I think he expected maybe the slot receiver do more of like a hot route, like a right now go out to like the flat. Because if you watch back the film, you can see Richardson like pull like the ball back, right? Like he's about to throw it, but then he noticed that the receiver is still going upfield and not going straight out to like the flat and looking for like the ball. And then for whatever reason, to your point, he did like the weird fadeaway throw, which made the ball go like 10 feet over the receiver's head and it got picked off. So maybe it's a case of like first game nerves. Maybe the game was moving too fast for him. The great thing about him, though, is like whenever he steps on the field, he's one of the best athletes out there. Now, if they can work on other aspects of his game, the whole pocket, awareness, just getting settled in, maybe not doing sidearm throws all the time, and missing his like mark. But he should be, I think, for the rest of the season. Hopefully, this is his first game jitters, and he performs better. But yeah, I'm not going to read too much into this right now. But to kind of see what happens moving forward for the rest of this preseason and then moving forward to the actual season.
Yeah, and I think that's a key point that you just hit on. We shouldn't be, taking things like they're set in stone. Like even kind of what I was mentioning is, there's a lot of room for him to grow. I'm kind of trying to point out where the area of growth is so that you can watch it, I can watch it, viewers that are watching this can be observant of it as the season goes on and goes, oh yeah, that's right. I remember Emmett was mentioning that he had this weird sidearm thing and now he's kind of fixed it. Or, oh, he was throwing a lot of times without his feet actually being set and they were too narrow, or he was kind of like facing the wrong way. And now every time he's on time with his throws, his body looks in motion and it looks much better. So, it's just for people to be observant of and to kind of like as they go throughout the season go, oh, I recognize that now. So, but let's move us on to our next quarterback. He was my favorite to watch. He was an absolute pleasure. It was Bryce Young. He's going to be the starting quarterback for Carolina this year. From the first play, you can see it. He's got great poise. He just stands in the pocket like he's meant to be there. He doesn't seem flustered. He's not concerned. He's not pumping. He's not looking back and forth 6 times. He knows where he needs to go. He's on time with the throw. And when I say on time with the throw, I mean right when the receiver's getting out of their break, ball's already on, or the ball's coming to them at that point. It's not late to where the DB can get back into the picture and make a play on the ball or make a pick. He was consistent getting the ball out on time where it needed to go. He didn't take too many shots. Most of it was in the 20-yard or less range, which is fine for a first game, especially with the O-line he has. It's really just about distributing the ball where it needs to go and as quick as it can get there before he gets hit. Because I think he was, if I remember correctly, getting demolished all game. So
yeah, he had pressure.
I said, just for my notes here, he to me, he's already at backup level, quarterback level of confidence. So or comfortability. I don't mean that as like an insult to him, like, oh, he's only a backup. I mean, he's as good right now as like a 6-year backup. Like he looks in control of the offense. He gets in there. It looks fluid. It looks natural. The offense is moving. He knows exactly where to get the ball, where it needs to be. He's able to read the defense efficiently. So he doesn't seem sporadic. He doesn't seem like how Richardson was, where he was like, do I run? What do I do? He got the ball. I was like, cool. Let's go in here. Got the ball. Cool. There's the outright. Cool. Corner. Stick. It just immediately. So what were your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I mean, you can see why Bryce Young was first overall pick. And everything that people were saying about him from his college game up to now is true. And I'm talking about him being calm in that pocket. Like at times he could look like he looked like he could just take like a nap back there. That's how calm he like looked. I'm not even like kidding. Like one play I remember is he, got the snap. He started on his left side, and I don't remember the route concept, but he went through his first read, wasn't there. Second read wasn't there. He ended up going to his third read, which was some sort of like hitch or a curl. And he just, boom, he was calm. 1, 2, 3, boom, and then got blasted right after he threw it. And he feels that pressure, but there's no panic at all with him. He's just going through his reads, boom, hit. And I'm like, wow, that dude's going to be good. Like, you can just tell, like, the way he's so calm in that pocket, he's way above the other rookies right now. Like, he doesn't panic at all. He could easily be like, oh, crap, throw, or crap, run, right? But he went 1, 2, 3, boom.
Yeah.
The key thing is this dude's going to be good.
He's trusting what he sees, why that's important is it makes the difference in between, like, kind of like what I mentioned a little bit before, the difference between the corner getting back into the play or not. Because I think I remember what you're talking about where, if he sits here and holds on, the X too long or holds on to the Y too long, by the time he gets backside, the guy's now out of his break for the stick, and then the DB's recovered. Now that's a murkier throw. You try to throw it that's batted down, or, it's no gain at all. There was a couple areas of improvement I did see with Bryce Young that I wanted to call out. So the first one's, it's just going to be a veteran play. These are the kind of plays that you see like Aaron Rodgers make or Mahomes make. I think they're coming out of their own goal line, and it was against cover 2, and the safety blew an assignment. So the corner sat down the flat still to try to take away the out route, and the safety immediately ran over to the flat as well. And Bryce threw it out to the flat, and it was delivered on time, so it was able to get there before the DB can make a play on the ball. And it was caught for like a 3-yard gain, which was the difference between being at, I think it was 2nd and 8, and made it 3rd and 5 instead. But because the safety immediately bailed and went right down to the flat, I don't know if he thought like that was his assignment as well. It kind of looked like the safety thought, oh, I have the flat. Let me go get this receiver that's got an out route, or I'm sorry, like an arrow route. The corner route was by itself because they were trying to high-low the corner and make him make a decision on, are you going to draw back to take away the corner, or are you going to come up and play the flat? And the corner route, the slot receiver is just running by himself out there. So that's the kind of veteran plays that, they draw back, they look, they peek their eyes and go, oh, hey, and then they hit it for a big gain that shouldn't have been available or wasn't designed because the defense blew a coverage. So just getting more comfortable to the point where you can notice those kind of things would be huge. And that's what kind of separates the superstars from just the good quarterbacks. The other thing that I saw was there was one play, I think it was a situation 3rd and 4 coming out of the goal line again, where it was man coverage by the defense, and horrible play call. It was all hitches, just really, really bad play call. But Bryce tried to force it to the outside because it's 3rd and 6. What are you going to do? But if he had just peeked inside a little bit more, trusted his tight end was able to generate a little bit of separation at the top of his route and scoot away, where he could have hit him and gotten a first down. But instead, he tried to like get it to the outside guy and ended up just throwing it out of bounds because it just wasn't there. So again, just maybe a little more trusting of your tight ends. And what's funny is on the next drive, he came right back in the first play, similar concept. It was all hitches, hit the tight end, and he ended up getting up, I think, 10 or 11 yards out of it. So that's going to be a growth step for him, is just understanding he processes all the information so quick. He has the time where he could take a little extra peek and see, oh, what is this guy doing? So I think that'll be the next step for him for this year, and something to watch out for, is being a little more advantageous with those situations. But
yeah, I really hope the Panthers. Oh, I'm sorry, I was about to say something real quick. I really hope the Panthers offensive line is able to like actually give him time this season. I know that it was his preseason. I don't know the Panthers well enough that their first O-line was out there when Bryce Young was out there, but like he was like under duress at almost every rep. Like he didn't have much time. So they can give him time. And I don't know, it might not be this season, but maybe next season they get him a true wide receiver one. I think the dude's gonna be good.
Yeah, like maybe they should start looking to see if DJ Moore's available or something. He'd look good in that Peter outfit.
Dude, it's so crazy. It's almost like DJ Moore was like just there as a wide receiver one, and now he's gone. I don't know.
Wild. No, but I'm not actually super concerned about the pressure or the O-line, because he has a similar trait to what like Joe Burrow does. Like Bryce Young isn't super athletic, like he's not going to beat you with his legs, but he's just mobile enough to extend a play. But he processes the defense so quick. I mean, just for context sake, like the defenses that were running were very, very vanilla. The fact that I could just turn the tape on and immediately see what they were pre-snap, there was no adjustment pre-snap to post-snap. What they were in is what they were in. It was either cover 3, they lined up in cover 3, they ran cover 3. Or it was cover 2, ran cover 2, lined up in cover 2. But the fact that he immediately was able to process the information, get to where he needed to go, was something that I didn't see from the a couple of the other quarterbacks that we looked at. Yeah. He knew immediately where he wanted to go, where it was supposed to be. It was just about checking the boxes off to get there. Yeah. And, where's the leverage here? Who's got inside? So, the fact that he was able to function on it, that's why I'm not super concerned about the O-line, is because when he gets to the speed of once he finally figures out the NFL defenses and is able to process that information, it's going to happen so quick. He's going to know immediately where the ball goes. He's going to, if it's a high-low, he's going to snap it, check, go. The D-line won't even have time to get to him. It's because he'll know where, and the ball will be released already. He'll be throwing guys up before they even know they're open, is what we'll be seeing from Bryce Young. He's got the same kind of Joe Burrow factor. Moving on to our next guy. I know a fan favorite from my co-host B here, CJ Stroud.
Good old CJ.
Mr. 4 plays. Did we get an explanation on that? Why did he only play like 4 plays? Did you see anything about that?
Nah. Was it? I don't even remember. Was it? Did he only play 1 drive? It was only one drive, right? Was it? Was it 2?
Might have been
was
2.
It 2?
It might have been 2.
I think he only threw 4 passes. No.
Yeah, he only threw 4 passes.
Yeah, it wasn't total 4 plays. Yeah, so it was 2 drives, 4 passes, and he begged the coach to let him go back out there.
Yeah.
So
he's going to be your starting quarterback. Why not leave him out there for like the first quarter at least?
Yeah. Well, let's see the rest of the preseason goes, because he might not be starting, but let's see what happens.
Yeah. I do want to give a quick shout out to Devin Singletary. He had a play that named my jaw actually dropped. It was 3rd and short. It was just a quick little handoff, and these two, I think it was a defensive end and a backer, got through immediately, and they had him in the backfield, and he just broke the fucking ankles, said goodbye,
check and bake.
Don't touch me. This is a restraining order. And was able to pick up, I think he got like 5 or 6 on it. I had to rewatch it like 8 times. I was like, how the did he do that? Who the hell is this guy? Yeah. I was surprised it was Devin Singletary. Just absolutely broke their ankles in the back. Like they had him dead to rights. It was like one of those blown assignments. The D lineman just comes through and kills this little running back. Nope. He was like, nah, don't touch me. I'm good. Thanks.
From the Bills, right?
No, he was from the Bills. He's on the Texans now. Yeah.
I didn't realize he even played for the Texans.
Neither did I. I had to look up. I was like, who the fuck is 28? Is this some rookie? Nope, it was Devin Singletary. I was like, God damn, dude. But that's what we're going to
shout out to Devin.
Because he like stole the film sesh from me. But anyway, going to CJ Stroud. So on of his two of his 4 throws, he was definitely late. So the first play, and this is kind of when you can see the difference if you just go back and watch Bryce Young's first play where he got the ball, immediately knew he was going to that 10-yard stick to Adam Thielen and hit him right out of his break. Versus C.J. Stroud's first play, C.J. Stroud, it was cover 3 because that's pretty much the only thing the Patriots showed him was cover 3 until the end. We got the pick, was cover 3 Robert. They had 2 out routes on, and he looked to the right, looked to the 2, looked to the 3, and then got to the 4. And then you can kind of like feel it, like as a fan, you're like, okay, throw. It wasn't coming out. He was just holding it just a second longer. So what it looked like in the game is what you would have wanted to see is the receiver getting out of his break, turning his head around, and the ball being right there. What it actually looked like is the receiver got out of his break, got to the sideline, turned around, giving his whole chest to the quarterback, and was sitting there waiting on the sideline, which is not what you want to see on an out route. That just tells me he's getting to it late. And then thankfully there was so much space because it was cover 3 that he was able to still catch the ball and make a play. But that could be the difference of 2 or 3 extra yards if he's catching it right out of the break and turning it up versus being from a stop position and having to restart. He missed the corner route. I'm sorry, that was the wrong one. He was not getting any help in protection. I think he got sacked on one of the plays where I kind of rewatched it like 4 or 5 times. Like, is there something he could have done differently? Could he gotten it to his hot? Could he gotten it somewhere else? And there really wasn't. Singletary did not do him any favors, just completely whiffed on the block. So the D lineman was right in his face before he could even look to a check down or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of, and then obviously was baited with cover 3, Robert on the pick, where again he got to it late. If he kind of like double clutched instead of just trusting it and throwing it early, because if he does that, that makes a difference. Maybe the safety can't get to it in time and it's able to be a completion. Or you throw it away and go, hey, this just isn't our play. Let's love to see another down. So I think he's got some growth, just some NFL level growth to get there. A little bit of processing the defense quicker, processing the play, and just trusting what he's seeing. It didn't really seem like he was trusting what was going on at the time. So, but those are all very fixable things, very coachable things. So I'll be curious to see how it goes throughout the season and how quickly he's able to process the information.
I'm actually intrigued to see too. Like sorry, I kind of beat you to it. Sorry, bro. Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, like, out of all the rookies, he definitely looked the most antsy back there in the pocket. Didn't really get a chance to really settle in. Maybe it's because of lack of reps. Maybe it's other factors, like the game was moving too fast for him. I don't know, but I'm intrigued to see how the battle for QB1 goes for the Texans because, I mean, when Mills came in the game, it was almost a night and day difference. Like, offense, He was on. The offense moving better. He seemed just better. Just more calm back there, which makes sense. I think, this would be Mills' 3rd season? 3rd or 4th? I think it's 3rd. Either way. Yeah, I think it might be his 3rd, which makes sense. He's been a starting quarterback for them for a couple seasons now, so he should be better. But again, I'm kind of intrigued to see it. Again, I'm not trying to overreact off, 4 total passes from his first preseason game, but you almost have to think about if he is that way, super, antsy, panic in the pocket, can't get anything going on for the rest of this preseason. I mean, if you're the Texans, you would have to play Mills, right? I mean, you would think so. But if you want to give their rookie quarterback more reps and just say, fuck it, let him start, that's cool too. But I think Mills is definitely.
I was gonna say, I think it kind of depends, and I hate to say it this way, but how dedicated they are to winning. Like, I don't think anyone's projecting them to win the AFC South. I don't know what their expectations for what a successful season would be this year. If they're comfortable letting CJ Stroud start, there's going to be a lot of bumps as he learns the complexities of NFL defense versus college defenses. He's also not really getting done any favors with the O-line or really any weapons around him. But again, there was preseason. I don't know if that was the Texans starting O-line. I don't know if that's the Texans starting receivers. So it's tough to gauge that. But if they go with him, it looks like it's going to be a rough season. But there's a staunch difference in between his play versus Richardson's play. Richardson was out there. He looked antsy. He looked like I need to be Superman. I need to do what I need to do to be comfortable. Versus with CJ Stroud, his technique was all great. He just didn't look like he was trusting what he was seeing. And that's going to be the key thing, is especially on the layups. When you're facing just standard cover 3, that's what you've been facing that since high school. You need to trust what you see and get it out on time. Now, when you get to the regular season and it's, a cover 6 that converts to a cover 4 post snap, or it's a cover 6 that's actually man with a safety blitz, that's now we're getting to much, or D linemen are now dropping into zone coverages, and all the DBs that's going to be a different thing that you're going to have to, there's going to be bumps and bruises, and that's just going to be, I've never seen that before. That's going to trip me up, and I'm not going to get that until I've seen it 16 more times.
Yeah,
but
that's fair. Yeah.
So, but for him, like I said, it's just about trusting what you see, trusting what you believe, and going with it. With Richardson, it's about, you have these great gifts. You need to find the right funnel to make them effective on a football field that he still has not done yet.
Yeah, you bring up a good point too about the Texans' philosophy. Like, if they really want to win a few games this year, probably would be best to go with Mills. But they're like, no, screw it. We're going to just develop CJ Stroud. He's our franchise guy. Let's get him out there. I mean, Peyton Manning threw 28 picks his freshman season, his rookie season. So, I mean, maybe you have to just let him go through those growing pains this season. It's just know it's going to be shitty, but it is what it is.
And if it gets too bad, you probably hold on to Mills and throw him out there just in case. Or it might be good to have Mills to lean on. Or again, my philosophy for building a team is obviously much different than an actual NFL GM's philosophy. I personally would trade Mills to a team that might need a quarterback or might be unsure. Like if the Colts, after a few weeks, they're not looking too hot, I might trade, Mills up to, the same conference, or division, but, might trade him to somewhere like that where he has a chance to maybe start, and I'd get, trade for or sign a veteran quarterback that can get in there and just mentor CJ Stroud versus feel like they should be competing with CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the Brock Purdy of this draft. I am going to call him that because, my gosh, does he look good. Dorian Thompson-Robinson. It feels like watching a 4-year vet out there. I watched him a couple of games at UCLA, and I don't think I saw what I've seen out of him with the Browns at UCLA. I mean, his poise is just completely different. He looks so confident back there. He looks like the same Bryce Young level of poise. He knows what he's doing. He knows where the ball needs to go. He's not being fooled by these vanilla defenses he's seeing. I think I think towards the end of the game, I think it was Washington is who they played. Washington started getting a little more complex. They tried running man blitzes and everything else at him, and unfair. He ended. I think his last play of the game was goal line man blitz. He hit the slot slant. Nothing. The pressure never even got near him. He was unfazed. It was amazing to watch. Again, it felt like watching a veteran guy out there who knows what he's doing. He gets the ball on time. He makes a quick decision. He's got decent speed. I wouldn't say he's a burner, but he can outrun a D lineman. I was concerned he could get a little bit into trouble with some complex coverages. The biggest play I'm referencing here with that note was there was, again, a cover 2 high-low beater. It was a hitch corner, I believe, which is pretty standard, and he worked backside to front side. And by the time he finally did release the ball, the tight end made a great diving catch to get it. And it was perfect, and he got blown up by the safety, or almost blown up by the safety after the catch. But when you see it from the goal line perspective, the goal line view, which is really cool, they had in the plays, you can see him go from here to here. Then he looks down at this stick route first before looking up to the corner route. If he needs to learn, hey, it's cover 2. Let me get right over to this now on time so I can hit him out of his break. Maybe he makes that safety miss, and now it's an even bigger gain versus now he's having to kind of wait for it a little bit, dive out for it, and he gets potentially blown up by, Derwin James. We're talking about a much different play. That's Derwin James making a hit on the tight end versus I wasn't sure, some guy that might not even make the roster. So
right.
If he starts facing more complex coverages, I'd be curious to see how he fares against that. That might make him late to some throws, but at no point did he ever seem super full. He always seemed like he knew where he was going to, but he was just checklist there. He needs to get to the point where it's There. Okay, I know I got to get this on time. Let me get to this corner route now. Great ball placement and accuracy. I mean, every time, I think there's only one throw I saw where I was like, ooh, that one got away from him. But every other time it was perfect, right on the money where it needed to be away from the DB. Comfortable in the pocket, unfazed against blitz on the last play he was in. I mean, really, that last play really was, I think, the most. I know the corner route that he threw got a lot of the highlight, but to me, the blitz, it was an all-out blitz in the goal line. That was the most impressive thing. To be able to just have 7 dudes coming at you and be comfortable, just, yeah, all right, touchdown, let's go, guys. I think again, that just stands out to me as, what kind of dude he is.
He was smooth, man. He was.
Right.
My thoughts just echo yours, bro. He was super poised back there. Not anxious at all. Offense was moving well with him. And I see a lot of, Browns fans on Twitter calling him to be the second quarterback. So
I think they need higher expectations.
I think yeah, you think so? You think he can give Watson a run for his money?
I'm saying if Watson gets hurt or Watson doesn't play well like he did last year, if they go to him for whatever reason, like they're like, hey, we just need a change up here for this game, we got blown out, it might be tough to pull him back to the bench. I mean, I guess looking at Watson's fully guaranteed contract will do that, but I mean, the guy, he seems so reminiscent of watching Brock Purdy last year in the preseason, where everything I went to the game last year with Brock Purdy against the Packers. Everything they're throwing at him, unfazed. He was like, I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. And ended up leading a game-winning drive to beat the Packers in that preseason game. It felt so much like watching like that. He was just unfazed. Like, you're not going to throw something at me that I'm not going to have a plan for.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, remember, let's not overreact yet. You know what I mean? No. Let's see in the rest of this preseason. I hope he does at least climb up that depth chart. I think he was listed third or fourth. Yeah, I think he was third or fourth before that game, right? He should at least maybe be 2 now. I don't even know whoever played quarterback for the Browns. I don't even know who else is there, but he should be listed second. He looks super, super smooth, poised, and to your point, maybe he ended up being the steal of this draft.
Yeah, and I want to throw out one last quarterback that I didn't watch all the tape back through about, but just kind of baffled me that this is how it was playing out. Malik Cunningham. I remember watching him at Louisville and thinking, oh, this guy's pretty good. He's a lot like Lamar Jackson. Same great athletic ability, like a burner with the wheels. Good arm. Not crazy great arm, but good arm. And then apparently they had him at receiver for Patriots training camp. And then they threw him in at quarterback for the end of the game, and he just blew everybody away. I was like, yeah, that's what he was doing at Louisville. So I don't know why you guys felt they needed to put him at receiver. I mean, you have a mini Lamar Jackson in the quarterback room, and you're like, receiver. So.
Yeah, let's put you over here. Well, hopefully he's playing quarterback full time now because he lit it up. He's a dog. He was awesome.
So talented.
Is he second year or third year?
Undrafted. He's undrafted this year. He's a rookie.
Oh, was he? Okay. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I thought because he was playing receiver that he played receiver last season or something, and then
they brought him to training camp as an undrafted free agent, and they wanted to try him out at receiver. And I think he had a decent game receiving too. But then they put him back in the quarterback, and it's like, this is clearly where this guy feels the most comfortable at. And again, it baffles me. You have a guy that plays exactly like Lamar Jackson. Why would you not even at least give him a shot there? See what he can do before going, okay, your arm's not NFL level. Go to receiver. But
I'm glad they did, and props to him for knowing the playbook in inside and out, because that'll be tough playing receiver and then hey, go play quarterback. Damn, okay.
It's true. Yeah. So and then one last little shout out, Adrian O'Connell for the Raiders. He looked solid. He looked poised. He looked great distributing the ball. I think they found a great backup in him. I don't think he has starter potential, but against the vanilla defense the 49ers were running, he looked pretty good out there. So
yeah.
All right.
He looks pretty cool. I was about to say that he looked super cool in that silver and black. He looked kind of like a nerd who was playing for Purdue. So
I know everyone looks like a nerd for Purdue. So yeah.
Joking, I'm joking, Purdue fans. I'm kidding.
They have
None
fans.
are even probably. I'm about to say none probably even. Yeah, they probably no fans, and none of them probably watching us. So it's fine.
I know. 5 years later, it's gonna come back.
Yeah.
You can make bias in the butt. No, I'm saying. But thank you for tuning in for another episode of this. If you're able to sit through this long breakdown here, we are going through 3 topics this week. We will be switching our format come regular season time. You will be seeing us on Sunday mornings instead of Mondays. So if you notice that little bit of change, we're going to be a little bit of flux. It's our first time trying to do this. But we hope it'll be a little bit smoother and be a little bit more efficient for a viewer experience as well. But again, you guys can check us out on YouTube. We are on Spotify, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Again, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, turn the bell on for notifications. We'd love to hear from you guys. Like, comment your thoughts on what quarterback did you like, what breakdown do you want to see next time. But until next time, it's been Emmett Sport. It's been Brendan Ford. You guys have a great day.